Divas! Welcome back to Medivals and welcome back to the next reaction of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Yes! Sometimes it feels good to just nail your intro, you know what I mean? We have 3 weeks left, including this week. So after today, there's 2 more weeks left of this part, then we're on to the final part that's currently out until, hopefully 7. Damn it, if I finish part 6 and we got, like, if it's perfect around the time where part 7 comes out, I'll be so excited. Yes, I'm reacting to part 7. So many people say so much good shit about part 7. I mean, I've been seeing some good things about part 6 now that I mentioned it since last time, but I hear great things about part 7. I don't know what the fuck to expect, but I'm expecting. Let's get into it. Hi, how's it going? Check out this thing. Consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you appreciate my content whatsoever, if you like it, if you like the way I react to things, it lets me know that I'm doing a good job reacting to things. All right, I love JoJo's. I like reacting to JoJo's. I wish there was an unlimited amount of JoJo's. Well, I guess there can be. I would just have to re-react to the show that I've already re-reacted to. Not re-reacted to, but I've reacted to for the first time. It would be a re-reaction if I did it a second time, which I still wouldn't be upset about. We just do it in dub, and then no. We can't do that. I can't do it. I can't do 2 reactions to this. That'd be interesting. Anyway, this is episode what? 34. The Requiem quietly plays. Oh, artistic. Yep. Remember that. I also gotta say that I just love reading all the information that you guys give me for the stand and the the explanation of how things technically work, but it's like, hey, he does this, but also this, and then sometimes this, maybe he does this, and I'm like, that sounds OP, that sounds like a gimmick, that sounds like a get out of jail free card, that sounds like a gimmick, you know. So it's definitely interesting to process it. I'm just gonna say he could do whatever the hell he wants for the most part, but I'm sure once we get down to the point where we can beat the shit out of him, it's gonna be some kind of loophole we can find. So that's the main thing we're gonna be looking for.
Nani?
Ah, yes, the oil man. This is the equivalent here. Let me stop on a picture of him. Yeah, so this is the equivalent of playing Super Mario Sunshine, and this is the oiled up. I shouldn't say oiled up, shouldn't I? Yeah, it's, well, is it oil or is it just, why does he look like that? I'm just gonna say it's the oiled up version of him with the paintbrush, you know, where it's actually the baby Bowser. You know, instead, I'm sorry for saying it like that, but you know what I mean. You know, when I say Super Mario Sunshine, you know what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm pointing at this thing. That's what he reminds me of. Okay. That's fucking wild. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we kind of see this. Also, I wonder if he's because like he's a very powerful individual, right? He's got a crazy stand. He's also a crazy powerful person without the stand because he's got a whole like mop and all that shit, right? But in order for a stand to just like walk, like not necessarily past him, but just away from him super casually, he's like, "Hey, who the fuck do you think you are?" And he just like follows him. He's like not giving it, like this thing's not even like paying any attention to him. It's not feeding into his ego or anything. It's just like, I'm just getting the fuck out of here. Fuck you. Not even that. He's not even acknowledging him, you know? So maybe that's what we need. Maybe he just needs an ego check. What the fuck? Interesting. I'm gonna treat it like it's a, you know those bee sprays where you go, you know, and it makes them all like sleepy and tired and like nonchalant. That's what this, so whenever you combine the arrow with a stand, you get sleepy bee spray, and it puts all the stands to sleep, or stand users to sleep, that have that same kind of potential. That would be a great, well, I guess you would need a stand user to use it, but I'm like, it'd be a great anti-stand user for people that don't use stands, but also they couldn't see stands, so that's a whole different thing in itself. We're not gonna go down that road. I'm like, oh, hold on. Let's turn this up a little bit. I forgot that the intro changes. Like, it's been quite a hot minute since it did it, unless I missed one previously, but I usually have the volume on like a very low to hear these effects when they happen. But let's just watch this real quick. is so dramatic, and I love it. No, we're gonna talk about that real quick. That is like, I know we had one in like, I think it was what, part 3, or maybe part 1, maybe where Dio like where he's walking, right, and he like talks to, I think it was Jotaro, but I'm not sure, and it was kind of like dramatic like that too. That's like it just feels like a final boss room, you know, especially in an intro itself where like the whole thing pauses and the guy has a little monologue. I think it's one of the greatest intros, all right? I know I could just be, not simping, but like I could be biased because I love the show so much. But like, again, no other anime that I know does the shit like this. And it's just, it gets you in the mood, right? Not that one, but it gets you in the mood to like, we're closing in on the shit. It's getting intense. I cannot commemorate? I cannot applaud them enough for doing that kind of shit. Oh my god. Okay, so since that flower opened up, it's either an effect that's happening or they've been asleep for like quite a bit of time. Actually, unless that was a Venus flytrap and it like let go of the fly, so it also like, but the bee was awake. Hold on a second. Is that a thing I should? Well, this is a rose. And it blooms, so that just must mean like time went by, but these living things will still progress. This plant didn't fall asleep or wait, and this bee is awake. So that means that John or Jobara, his stand can technically go past this, right? So he if he is able to access this ability, he can use his stand to get the job done while him and everybody else are passed out, maybe. Alright, let's just chill for a fucking second. Alright, you woke up with blood on your hands, but it's like streaming blood. First, can we just look at our hands real quick and be like, hey, is this my blood? Is this somebody else? Is it coming from the sky? What's the source of this shit? Alright, why don't you touch around and just feel if anything hurts? Be a great start. Let's not start sprinting in the goddamn rain, alright? Now look at, now your ass is up. Now you're falling. Oh, never mind, you're good. Just respect. That was cool. Let's stop that. I think we have a Freaky Friday thing going on. I thought your voice sounded a little weird, Giorno. And I don't know if this is still your voice actor or whoever's it may be. I haven't been able to process exactly what's going on. It just clicked. I was just like, you sound a little weird right now, but I'm just gonna keep going with it. But now I know it's not you. But let's stop that scene. So then who the fuck is... They've had to have swapped bodies then, right? Do you think it's Bruno and Diavolo? Because if that's the case, we need to execute him immediately. You know? I think we have to... It's gonna be weird, but like we have to like run around like with... Well, I guess not with him. But it'd be really easy to restrain him since he is just like a dead body. But like, if we go find him and just... I know, like, if Bruno's in that body and he comes to us and we just... You know, Mista, just take him out. This could be a really easy solution, but I know it never works like that, does it? Wild. 疑問があんだよ。ブチャラティはさ、その俺とジョルのミスタとトリッシュ。Right. So technically, if Diavolo switched into Bruno, the best case situation would be to play dead. Or just lay there and process what's going to happen and wait as long as you can until they figure out what's going on. Because you need to get back to your old body, right? You are extremely vulnerable. Or at least, I'm not sure what would happen if you died while in Bruno's body. And he would just become Diavolo, which isn't the worst thing, you know? Because it would technically save him. But there's no way that's going to be the ending to the series. You can't use him. Yeah. So now the question is, if you do the pattern that you do to summon him normally, will they still summon because it's your body, or is it part of your soul? Where are these stands connected to exactly? If Giorno in Narancia's body did Aerosmith and like raised his arms and stuff like that, would Aerosmith summon, or is it linked to your persona, to your soul? So that in that case, all the stands are nullified, and it's basically just like if stands didn't exist. And then now's the time to go after Diavolo, because all we have to do is just beat the living shit out of him and shoot him, and we have a gun. We could easily do this. Interesting. Wait, we had something like this. Hold on. We had a thing like this a long time ago. This was part of Giorno Giovanna's stand, right? Because I forgot all about this. This was early on in this part where like Giorno was able to like punch somebody or hit someone out of their, like, spectrally, right? And then they would be in that spectral form, but they would be faster and stronger. But it was like a buff for an ally that I compared it to, and we haven't talked about that since. What the fuck? Right. Real quick, what the fuck was that on your hood? Can I go? I just need like a few seconds back. That is a bird. That is a bird on your hood. So not all living things, but the flower and the bugs. Is that a thing I should be paying attention to? The birds fall asleep, but something as small as a flower and a bee would wake up faster, maybe, or just were not affected by it. How the fuck does that make sense? Yeah. Jean-Pierre Polnareff. Oh, you're the... Okay. Okay, yeah, I guess that works too. All right, so you survived. Well, I guess you're not in your body, but, you know, I guess we'll find out. Yeah. Still posing as the turtle. I love it. That's great. This is a cute little diagram. Look at that. So lovely. They didn't have to do that. So we just gotta find out who... Well, I mean, the turtle would be Bruno. Well, no, it's Polnareff. God damn it. So it would have to be. It would have to be Bruno swapped with Diavolo. But Diavolo is also two different personalities. So I wonder if that comes into play with this. That, like, maybe they swapped on the inside. Yeah, no, that's the best way to describe it. You know, so two different personalities. Maybe they just went... And now Diavolo is... And Doppio is... Right? Chariotsをコントロールしたり消滅させたりするパワーはない。現在どこにいるかもわからないのだ。Fair. チャリオッツはいわゆる暴走状態になっている。Okay, so maybe I think I talked about this at the end of the last part where, like, maybe the arrow separates the stand user from the stand. You know, so if we use it on Diavolo, it would separate them, and then we could just attack Diavolo, and hopefully the stand is, like, distracted or adjusting, or I don't know. 力ある者が使えば、その者は全ての生き物の精神を支配する力を持つことになる。Interesting. だが今の私にはそんな力はない。だから私は待ったのだ。ディアボロの正体を探る君たちのようなものが現れるのを。ディアボロは全て私の上を行った。You were very close. You were like, if I had that knowledge that you had, Jean-Pierre, like if I knew, like, once I saw that dude and I stabbed my stand with an arrow and it made everybody pass out. Well, he didn't pass out though when he was, I don't know. So I don't know how that works this time, unless he's just dead this time, and that's just how things got scrambled. I would just have a gun with me, you know. So once he's passed out, You know, light that bitch up, and then you win. It's a me. You did it.
構わない。どの道矢を取り上げれば、シャリオッツは消滅するんだからな。それに私はすでに始末されている。
That's wild.
それともう一つ、とても信じられない重要なことを伝えておく。
Okay.
君がトリッシュという女の子かな？あ、
Yes, I am. You know what's kind of funny about this is one of my delightful cuties in the Discord drew me as they told me to pick a random character from JoJo's, and I picked Trish, and so they drew me like in a JoJo format in Trish's attire because I randomly picked Trish. But like it was kind of like, in a way, it was kind of like foreshadowing this type of episode coming up. I don't think it was intentional. I picked Trish, and it was just hold on. Can I pull this up real quick? Can I pull this up? I don't know if it'll show up for you guys as clean as it should. Can I do this? Yeah, there you go. That's as clear as that's gonna get. So you know, it was honestly, I think it was somewhat related. Thank you for the drawing, by the way. I appreciate you.
今は指に毛が生えちゃってるけど。
なるほどな。ボスは二人組だ。君に化けてなぜかブチャラティを騙せた小僧がいる。ディアボロとその小僧。二人は息の合ったチームのようだった。
なんですって。どういうこと？
それはありえない。ボスは誰も信用しないから、ここまで秘密が保たれている。
私にも見当がつかない。
I forgot that that's like a whole like. I forgot. I don't know why the fuck that happens or how that. I just accepted it once we saw it about Doppio and Diavolo. Like we talked, like I just figured it was a mental thing, you know? But I guess like it is a thing that exists, and I don't know when or why it exists. We just kind of accepted that. I didn't ask enough questions about Doppio versus Diavolo. What the this is gonna be a crazy 6 episodes, dude. Oh, we're definitely. Oh, he was definitely in Bruno's body, wasn't he? And he was just playing dead, like I said, and waiting till everybody looked away or got distracted, and then he's fucking out. Watch. We're already at the end of the episode. It's been 20 seconds. What are you fucking telling me? It's been 40 minutes. We just started this.
あれはまずい。ディアボロもチャリオッツを探していた。矢を取ろうとしているぞ。
There's no way. This is too messy right now. There is no way that Diavolo would know what the fuck is going on unless he's just been listening and he's like, all right, once I get the arrow, I'm good. But he wouldn't be in his own body. Everybody else is switched. So this would probably be Bruno or some random person or Doppio. If it is Doppio, then yes, it would make sense for him to be sprinting at him. But I don't think it is. I don't know if it works like that or not. So I think it would be Bruno, but I don't think he's running towards the stand to grab the arrow. I think he's running towards us because it's Bruno. And I think Bruno has been listening this whole fucking time. Diavolo has been listening the whole time in Bruno's body and maybe snuck around to then grab the arrow to fix the whole situation and get his body back. Why is this piercing my goddamn eardrums right now? Sometimes the volume is perfectly fine, and then sometimes I might as well be wearing earplugs underneath this shit. I think we need a limiter for a listening experience, so I don't ever have to adjust the audio for a poor mixing of whoever the fuck is doing it on their end. Okay. Good and bad. Good that we're taking our aggressive, or at least we're pushing forward, right? We're at least making an action on something. Just towards hitting his body, I don't think will kill him in the long run. I don't know what will happen afterwards. I don't know if we kill someone while our bodies are swapped, and after they swap back, if he still remains dead, or if it's just the soul goes back to its original place, and then we just kill Bruno. right? And we don't want to kill Bruno. So I think unfortunately, this is going to be horrible. We should just kill both of them to be safe. Put them right next to each other, shoot both of them a fuck ton of times, and just leave it at that. You know, Bruno's already at the end of it. We'll say our sweet goodbyes, and we'll do it real nicely and respectful, and then we'll beat the living shit out of the other guy. We don't even know who's in that body, technically. Could have been a baby.
痙攣してるぞ。これでもう向かってくることはできない。
俺たち以外に反応はねえ。奴を助けに来る奴は誰もいねえぜ。やった。あとは矢を取り戻せばこれでもう終わる。俺ネアポリスに帰ったら学校行くよ。
Good.
熱々のピッツァも食いてえ。
Yeah.
奈良の木の薪で焼いた故郷の本物のマルガリータだ。
Cute.
ポルチーニだけも乗っけてもらおう。そんで
もしフーゴのやつに会えたら頭悪い。
So, like, it is the voice actors, but, like, I think they take on a different dialect. It's hard for me to, like, because I don't watch a lot of subs, so it's hard for me to, like, even just process if it is the same person right away. But, like, I feel like it's the same voice actor of that person, but they up or lower their dialect to match what that other characters would be. So it'd be Giorno Giovanna's in a higher pitch to make it more Narancia's, like, dialect, if that makes sense. I don't know if dialect's a proper term for it. That's just how I can explain it currently.
でまたバカにされんのも結構いいかもな。アバッキオはいなくなっちまったけど。
Yeah.
トニシャ、あんたは最後まで守り抜くぜ。俺たちが。ナランチャ。
ミスター、念のためだ。両足にも打ち込め。
おい、トリッシュ。
That's my guy. That's my guy. I love when they pick my ideas.
弾丸はおめえの方だ。全部くれ。ブーツの内側に入ってる。
ええ。
And in your hat, right? The fuck?
モーターも。
Oh no. Oh no. Oh fuck. Yeah, I noticed that. Oh. Okay. This is gonna get a little nuts. And I'm a little afraid. We got duped. He got shot twice if he is Bruno, but what if he isn't Bruno? What if he actually did get to keep his body? You know? And he's just like pretending to be Bruno or some shit. I don't know. I don't remember what he said, so I wasn't even thinking about it at the time, but this is not great.
すんなよ。
He's behind
早
somebody.
く弾丸をくれ。
ミスター。
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
飛んだぞ。今時間が数秒。
ああ、弾丸が転がっているのに落ちた音一つしなかった。
バカな。ちらりとも見てないぞ。
His body's still
奴
there.
がキングクリムゾンを出したところも引っ込めたところも。
That's because that might not be him. I didn't even fucking think about that. Maybe it's my original idea of like the two Doppio and Diavolo switching bodies. Maybe. But then Doppio would be in Diavolo's body, but it didn't sound like I don't think Doppio would have that much information to be able to pretend to be Bruno. So unless there was a time, like unless the time thing was able to make him dodge it, maybe, but even, I don't know. Maybe I was right to assume that maybe he was going for the arrow, but then he would have to be his true self to know to turn that off. God, this is nuts.
ボスの存在をなぜ感じないのか全然わからない。どこにも感じない。
どくんだ。僕お前邪魔だ。そこをどいてくれ。
こんなことが絶対にありえん。
周りを見張れ、ミスター。周囲を見張るのだ。
That is fucking wild. He's got to be dead, right? Like, there's no fucking way to survive that. Holy shit. But Narancia wouldn't be dead. It'd be Bruno. Not Bruno. Sorry. Jono. Giovanna. I have a lot of questions, but again, like, we can't stay too, there's so many things that could be happening right now. We have to keep pushing forward. We could stop for like a few seconds to process shit, but like, that is wild. That is so wild. And if he's among us pretending to be somebody else, he could do this a few different times. That's crazy. What the fuck? So, I mean, technically, if he was in Bruno's body, he'd be able to stop time, run over, slam him on, and then run back and lay back down. But that's still pretty, that's not very far for the amount of time he would need to do it for. We gotta keep going.
すでに空洞なんだ。
All right, I may have predicted the other one, you know, Abacchio's, but there is no way I saw that fucking coming. There's been so much confusion in these 2 episodes where, like, I've been in the dark. Well, I guess I'm usually in the dark. I'm just like shouting out random bits of light and trying to find out where the fuck I'm going. But like this, I did not expect that. There's no fucking way I saw that coming. I couldn't even put money on who I thought was going to go next. Crazy. I guess I could have expected it maybe if I was like, oh, he's having a moment where he's like, oh, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna have a pizza, I'm gonna go back to school, all this stuff, because like usually you do that kind of stuff before you're about to die. I didn't even. Not this time. Not this time. That's wild. You felt it. You should have been there. Are you really not going back to the team? Like, that was the last time we saw you? Fuga doesn't know what the fuck is going on. That's crazy. That Fuga, like, if we don't see Fuga for the last 6 of these episodes, I guess technically 4 at this point, I'll be very upset. I like Fugo a lot. I related a lot to Fugo, and then now he's just like not in it anymore because he's like, I don't feel comfortable doing this, guys. Like, how do people like that then? I mean, he's staying behind his beliefs, but like, it's like something's happening. Like, that dude's died. He's not gonna exist anymore, and then now you're not gonna have your friends, so you're just gonna live your life as it is, and you're not gonna know how your friends died. This is the whole. I mean, I'm sure there's still people that like Fugo, but I don't like him as much anymore. If we don't even see him, I hope he has a little redemption thing coming up. Damn. Oh, of course. I'm like, there's no way it's ending. Silver Chariot. Let's go on. Man, it's never been this quiet.
どこだ奴はどこなんだ
Jeez. Dude, they're dropping. Oh, this is just like the ending of part 3, dude. Just we're slowly losing everybody because this piece of shit's just, he's a good murderer. Blah.
こんなことはありえないディアボロ自身が2人いない限り絶対にこんなことなど
There are.
2人あの小僧とディアボロ
Yep.
まさか2人いるのか肉体は1つなのに精神は2つ
Right. And that's the part I have a lot of questions about too. We're not going to go super far into it, but again, like, even come up the stairs, that was more Diavolo in Doppio's body than Doppio was, right? Because Doppio's never that confident feeling. So it felt like, I don't know if Diavolo just has more control over everything, but we'll learn as we have, there has to be a little bit more description with what the fuck that means. Did you?
ディアボロの人格は2つある。
Oh, yeah.
それしか考えられない。あの肉体に今入っているのは私が出会った小僧だ。
Right.
小僧とディアボロは同一人物であり、違った精神なんだ。
Diavolo, he's still in that fucking body. He's still in the body. That's how this works. The kid is already replaced, but since Diavolo lives more in the mind than the body, maybe, and he's sharing it with Bruno right now.
肉体から引きずり出した。
Right.
一つは小僧の方はブチャラティの肉体と入れ替わったが、
Right.
しかしもう一つは偶然なのか、どこかの誰かの肉体に入ってしまったのだ。それがディアボロだ。
Which is almost like a version of part 4 again, right? Where like he is hiding in plain sight, but I don't think that's the case because it needs to be within two. I think they're in the same body, because like you have to be within 2 meters to use that ability, and like you're hiding in plain sight if you're letting Bruno take the lead, and you can just sit there and kind of reprocess everything that's going on, what they're talking about. This is the perfect position to be in, you know, and then you could skip time, kill somebody, and then you let Bruno talk, you know. That is perfect. But maybe I got it.
体はあの体はどうするのブチャラティ。
急所を外してあるぜ。だが立って動けることはない。確実にな。
Damn, dude.
君はここに。
I can't believe you're back. Like like I don't know how it works, but he went back. He transferred his soul back into the original, the vessel, whatever you want to call it. So he's back to normal, which feels weird to me. So I think our main goal, if I was in this situation, which is usually most of my reactions, how I'm reacting, what would I do in this situation if I was in this world, would be, I would have a few of the team members, if not most of them, defending that arrow and that dude, the Requiem, right? That's what the thing's name is, and make sure everybody stays swapped. But since he's back in his normal body, I would have him go head to head, or with whoever it is, whoever it may be.
置いていく。もう誰も君をこれ以上傷つけたりしないように。決して。だが君を必ず故郷に連れて帰る。
My sweet boy. My
近づ
sweet
く者
boy.
に用心しろ。行くぞ。
Oh. Maybe it's not what I thought it was. You know, because I'm like, since there was 2 souls in that body, maybe they just swapped out the 2 souls, right? They just swapped out Bruno and Dilbio, and that's how Diavolo would stay in that body. But the stand was just existing in that shadow, so that may have thrown all that out the window. I'm trying to think so hard right now. All right, there's 1,000 thoughts going on in my mind, and I'm trying to process this. Not trying to get it before it happens, but there's just like, it's exciting to me. All right, I love the mystery here, and I love trying to figure this shit out, because sometimes you can, sometimes I do, and sometimes I do not. Very careful. Wild. So it's anything. Unless that was also Gold Experience that like threw it from behind. That is crazy. I feel like I'm in a puzzle room. You know, these last 2 episodes are so like thought-provoking, and it's just, each one is just like, how the hell do we deal with this situation? You know, especially like this. Like imagine going into the room and then like whatever you do to interact with this thing, it would possibly result in you dying. You know, so you have to find a way to get it without the thing killing you. But it's so hard to test it because like you really have to watch everybody's back. But also I don't know if we want to interact with it because well, I guess technically Diavolo's with us right now, but the second he gets like he's gonna be gone. Like he teleports, you know, he races time. Dude's gone.
どうなると思う？
そんな質問俺にするな。俺にわかるわけ。
Because you're a turtle? Yeah, but you are a stand user yourself. I guess that gets a little bit more complicated. Like, what if Oasis, that's the right one, correct? Oasis grabbed it because the stand is his armor or his body, you know, because there is some stands that are like that. So I wonder if they would have an okay time or if they would be like, and the hand would crack in the opposite direction, which would be wild itself.
おいみんな。
俺はやっとのことで亀にしがみつく魂。すでにスタンド使いではないからな。触れたぞ。
Well, I guess since himself is no stand user because he's technically dead, the turtle is just missing.
ミスター、早く貫け。お前のスタンドをこの矢で。
This is where we end it. Oh my god.